Good day and welcome to this December plot tour. I haven't been doing a plot tour every month. I keep on meaning to do it, but there's other things to do. But in November I decided that I would do one in December, so here I am doing the plot tour. I'd expected to do it earlier in the month, though that did not happen. So we're now mid-December and I am doing the tour now. We have had snow a couple of days ago, not that much, but because it has been so cold in the UK, it has hung around. Some of it is melted, but quite a bit of it has hung around. So I'm not quite sure exactly what we're going to see. There are some things to harvest, so I will try and remember to harvest those as we go around, or at least tell you that I'm going to be harvesting them. But we'll start as usual at the corner of the plot and see where we get to. I'm particularly interested to get into the Polytunnel because I know that there are some things in the Polytunnel that I think may have succumbed to the hoarfrost that we had on Sunday. Was it overnight Saturday, Sunday? And then the snow obviously has not helped. But in the Polytunnel, of course, there is no snow. So the frost is what will have done the damage there. So we will go and have a look. I've got my fingers crossed, but I think that some of the things will have succumbed. It is grey skies, clouds, bit of blue coming through. And when the sun comes out like it was this morning, it's rather lovely. So I was going to do this morning, and then something else got in the way, so we're doing it now, which is quite good actually, because there was so much sun this morning that we would have had a plot tour of long shadows, which I don't think we're going to have today. So before further ado and waffling, I'm going to get to the corner of the plot, and you're coming with me. Here we are at the corner of the plot, and as you can see, there's still maybe an inch of snow. Some of it has melted, but still about an inch. Obviously, those people who live in the depths of snow in sort of Canada and the US and Eastern Europe in particular will think this is nothing. But for London, it's an inch of snow, and things generally grind to a halt. So yeah, but I've noticed that the cardoon, which succumbed in that hoarfrost we had the other day, has succumbed even more. There's still, I mean, you can see down here, these leaves have gone all mushy, but there's still, oh, that's virtually solid. That the stems are virtually solid. So they have frozen, and I think the central parts will be okay, but the other parts will just break away or just soften and break onto the ground like this once that starts defrosting, which should be by Sunday at least, because at the moment we're sitting around 1 degree. By Sunday apparently will be 12 degrees, so we will see. The lavender, that does need some care. I haven't sorted it yet. I'm not going to cut back any of the actual growth, but I'm going to take out the stems of the flowers that formed last year. Our pond is frozen over. This bamboo is fine, but it looked absolutely gorgeous in the frost the other day. It really did. Turnips, they're all okay. I mean, they're Brassica, so they'll be fine. And I will be, you see in there, I will be harvesting some of those today, and they'll be going into a stew for this evening. Oh, look, something's been playing around here. That's obviously a bird of some sort. Yeah, and these are obviously garlic. These are porcelain music garlic. And then we've got a single row of unknown variety broad beans, which haven't been covered. They had germinated, but I can't see one above ground, no, because of the snow. And then we had 2 rows under this tunnel. I put this tunnel on the other day when Vivi said we were going to get really cold weather, so I put that on to protect the double row of broad beans. But look, you can see that whatever it is has been up on here as well. Yeah, which is fine. Then spinning around, let's go this way. This is the Brassica bed, or the bed of brassicas that we still got. Many of the brassicas went to aphids this year, unfortunately, including all of our Brussels sprouts. So this will be the first year in our growing, which is about 9 years, that we won't have had Brussels sprouts for Christmas. But hey ho, or not our own Brussels sprouts anyway. Look at the ice on here. But yeah, they will, again, brassicas, you know, tough beasts, they will be fine. This Portuguese cabbage looks particularly limp, but I'm sure if we look at that on Sunday, it will be back to normal. So yeah, some of the young brassicas that we've got in, these are young Portuguese cabbage. I think they will need some covering. Oh, and this one isn't Cavallo Nero, it's Dazzling Blue Kale, which I really like. Then over here, further brassicas. The ones in this bed I do need to cover because we've got to that stage where pigeons have started munching on them, so I need to sort that out. This one here is a Cavallo Nero and Portuguese cabbage cross, which came up, and that's doing fine. That will be back to normal as well soon, one hopes. The next bed is beetroot, which again I'll be harvesting some of the beetroot. Is there one there? You can see, can you see in there? There's one. The ground is hard. Look. Yeah, the ground is solid, but I will be able to harvest, so I will be harvesting that. Our raised bed that had potatoes in it, Colleen potatoes this year. The ones that came up as volunteers later in the year, they died back in the frost, so we've now covered this bed completely with cardboard. Look at the footprints. Aren't they lovely? And then over there is the shed, which needs quite a bit of tidying up, and I've got some compost and cardboard to go into the compost bin. Well, some peely from the kitchen to go into the compost bin. Oh, it does look rather lovely. It looks both a mess and rather lovely. The flower border bed, which is what we're looking at there, really succumbed to weeds and grass this year, and I need to get a wiggle on to try and sort it out. I think maybe the snowfall and the frost will help, because it's now made everything die back a bit, and I can hopefully, when everything dries out a bit, start tidying this area up and then cutting this area back, because the frogs aren't going to be travelling through this area anymore, not for the winter anyway. And then here, this is our soft fruit bed, or a soft fruit bed, and it just got taken over by grass this year. And it's not the couch grass like here. It's a grass that has seeded, and I don't really understand it. Quite a lot of our plots around here have had this year, and it's just taken hold. It's relatively shallow and easy to pull out, but it's just a pain. It really is. Hey ho. Gosh, it's rather nice to have a little bit of crunchy underfoot. This is our cultivated blackberry, and it's fine. I thought I had tied it along, but I will be doing that. Oh no, we had to cut it back, didn't we? Of course, because it died off in the quite a bit of it died off in the heat that we had in July. So I've let it grow. So now these bits do need training into their wires. So that's a job to do. Oh, see, this is the grass I'm talking about. It's not. Oh, it's just annoying. These are my bulbs, and you know, oh, annoying. Oh, I hadn't even noticed the iris are already coming up. Look at that. Gosh, it's cold. Again, soft fruit, raspberries. They've taken a bit of battering in the cold, but as you can see, we've had raspberries right through over the last 4 weeks, I think. Coming here, this is our artichoke. Again, bitten by frost, but that will come back. This is chicory here, rather lovely. Quite tough, so that will come back fine. And that bed is covered in cardboard, so it's got a bit of trellis on top just to keep cardboard down. Our above ground pond and below ground pond, they need some tidying up. Everything needs tidying. Right, so the calendulas have been damaged. I mean, you know, not surprisingly. So we'll have to look at maybe tidying those up once it just gets a little bit warmer. Same here. Over here we've got verbascum. That's the well, there's chicory there, and then these are verbascum. They'll be fine. Oh, look at that little pansy. And here, so this is flowers, as is this over here, all looking a bit tired now. The California poppy has succumbed as well. That bed over there we're also leaving to go to wildflowers this year. It looks fine. Then our cuttings bench, everything here seems fine. Yeah, oh, and there's new growth coming there on that. Not sure if you can see there on that rose, which is lovely. This was a Oregon homestead sweetmeat, which I did actually I took a little chunk out of it. It was so bitter I decided just to leave it, not eat it. You don't want to eat any bitter squash. This again, what was in here? This was courgettes mainly, and a few squash and cucumbers, that's right. So that's all covered. Over here, another bed that is covered. When it's warmer, I'll have to get on with sorting that out. Brush, our fox, our resident fox, as he now is on our plot, has taken to sitting under here when the sun is out. If he's not in the sun, he's under here keeping warm. Well, not sure about warm, but yeah, keeping an eye on everything, let's say. There was a hedgehog under here about 6 weeks ago, so that's rather cute. We've got at the back some wood. I'm not sure if you can see that there. That's sort of hedgehog den over there, which we put in. But yeah, as I say, brush lights sitting around here. Potato bed, and I did actually dig up some potatoes from there the other day, not expecting them to have done anything, and they were rather fabulous, so that was lovely. Ceanothus, you can see, has been flowering. Shouldn't be flowering at this time of year, but like so many other things, it has been flowering, so we'll see how it does in the spring. but actually I think this could do with a really good prune. It's coming over the path here, so that's something that I will think about over the coming month or so. Our asparagus, they're in tubs. You can see a new bit came up there, look. That's been bitten by frost, but they'll be fine. What are they in there? Second year, I think second year. Saffron crocus in here. They've not really done anything for us, but quite pretty when they come out. Right, lots of stuff to do. I'll be pruning the apple tree in January, maybe early January. I need to replace that bench over there because that's rotting away. Well, I think I'll take that one down and put this one in its place, so I don't need to worry about not having something because I've already got it. Brush at the moment, who's the male fox of Fenella, the male son of Fenella that we had, is actually under, it's got a den under this shed, but he gets into it from the back of this shed, so he goes under the back of the shed and then goes down here, and he's got his den in there at the moment. He's not popping his head out, but every now and again he pops his head out from here and just has a look at what's going on. I'm not surprised. Oh, there's his footprints, look. Very sweet, very sweet. And in fact you can see he comes up here as well, comes up through that hole as well, and you can see his sort of trail here. Not sure if you can see the flattened grass, but that's obviously his trail out as well. As I say, he can get in at the back. That's his main entrance is behind this shed, but he's not making an appearance today, obviously camera shy. One thing to note, look at the ivy. Look at the amount of blossom there's been, and these are the sort of seeds, you know, but look at that. I've never seen ivy like that. My dad always used to say, if you have lots and lots of flower on an ivy and you have ivy looking like this, it's going to be a cold winter. Not that we really had those in Guernsey that much. Very, very rarely, in fact. Is that... Yeah, look. Honeysuckle. Not sure if that's in focus. You know, that should not be flowering. Dead hedge at the back there. Got several hedgehogs were living in there in the summer. Whether they're still there, I'm not sure. And then the poly, so yeah, a little bit of trepidation going in here actually, because of course the poly doesn't really give a lot of protection. Oh well, actually, you know, all the lettuce and the parsley that we do have and the chard, that is fine. Yeah. What I'm also noticing just here, and you see that there, oh, a twinge in my back, another there, those are bluebells. There was a host of bluebells here before we put this in, and some of them still come up, so yeah, that's okay. Chard and spinach, which we only transplanted a few weeks ago, that's all fine. This is what I'm concerned about. Oh, I can see some have succumbed. Oh, you know, not too bad. So that geranium succumbed, that one. Oh no, I'm going to leave that there. I think that's a little bit of protection from a little bit of growth. actually, you know, these are Hottentot figs, and I thought they might have succumbed a bit. Maybe they have a bit, but they still look fine. Oh, well, good, good. Put that cover back on. I think I might. They don't need a lot of light at the moment, so I think I might fleece them. Actually, I will. I've got a woolen blanket down here. I think I'm going to put that over them because they certainly don't need the light. More cardboard to go onto beds, so I will get on with that. So that cardboard, some of that cardboard will be going on to the areas here and here that we're going to be using for growing next year. But yeah, that's the plot on a relatively cold day, with snow having fallen 2 days ago. But yeah, it is cold. It is cold. In fact, my hands are cold. Why don't I have my gloves on? Let me get into the shed. Gosh, yes, it is cold. It's well, it's saying that inside the shed at the moment it's 0.6 degrees. So yeah, maybe it's a bit cooler inside the shed actually than outside the shed. Is that possible? Well, I know it's possible, but is it probable? I'm not sure. Anyway, there we are. That is our December tour. And I don't think anything will look too much different in January. No, I don't think anything will look that much different. There'll be a little less in the ground, and we may not have snow, so the brassicas could all look an awful lot better. I mean, January sunshine can be fabulous, can't it? And it can just make everything look just gorgeous. So let's hope we have some of that. But I have been saying all year, I think we're in for a hard winter, and certainly this period of frost and cold and snow that we've had over the past week and will continue to have for another few days yet has been as cold as I thought it might get to. So yeah, I was right. There we are. I was right. It just felt as though we were really due a cold winter. I don't know what's to come. January and February are usually our cold months, not December. I mean, December is cold, but January and February are usually colder. So we will see where we go with those. But certainly the things that we've got in the ground are generally surviving. I'm really happy that we've only lost 2 of those geraniums in the polytunnel so far. I hope those Hottentot figs continue to do okay. Maybe as they're succulents, they've frozen and will defrost and just go to mush. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to leave the tour there, and I may see you in January. Sorry, I'm just looking at 2 magpies that are now sitting on a post together, and they're sort of trying to get onto a post together, but they won't both fit. No, one's decided to reclaim the higher post and the other one has stayed on the lower post. So yeah, they're now just staring at me, well, sort of at the shed. Whether they're staring at me or not, I don't know. Anyway, yes, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to stop waffling. I will see you soon if you watch A Week at the Plot on YouTube, and I'll see you possibly in January, though hopefully in February if not, for another plot tour. If you've got any questions, please do leave them down below. If you've got any comments, please also leave them down below and I will get back to you. See you soon. Bye.